돌아갑니다. 정동현입니다. 정동현이 역전을 만듭니다. 2점의 장면을.
Winners of the FC Champions League 2020, Ulsan Hyundai.
You're listening to the K-League United podcast, proud partner of Football Nation Radio.
From the championship bunker, relocated to Seoul temporarily from Gwangyang, here for a star-studded evening celebrating the best and brightest in Korean football. I am your very, very happy host, Ryan Walters. I am joined by a couple of guys that didn't win a trophy this past week. How you guys doing? It's Michael Redmond and Matthew Binns. Michael, how are you? Welcome to the awards.
I'm okay. I didn't recognize them glasses 2 minutes ago when we were having a brief, but okay.
Oh, these old things. These used to be my signature. These used to be my trademark when we could go to games.
They're stylish.
Matthew, is this what it's like to win things? Is this what it feels like?
Well, you tell me. I mean, are you feeling an overwhelming sense of smugness right now?
Oh my goodness. Yes. And that's before the mighty Jeonnam Dragons take on the world in AFC Champions League next year as FA Cup champions straight into the group stage. Playoffs, not for us. Don't believe in it. Nope.
Is it going to be like this for the whole show? Because I didn't agree to this.
Fret not, boys and girls. I also won't have you looking at the reflection of the ring light that I'm clearly using there. No, I just had to see what it felt like to come into a live show with this kind of energy. And I got to say, it's nice.
I think it's that much. You wouldn't catch me doing it.
Never in a million. Yeah,
I don't know what winning is.
There's always next year. And speaking of the pre-show chat, Michael, you brought up a really good point that we celebrated. Well, one of us celebrated K-League 1 going to Jumbo Hyundai Motors last week. I'm here this week celebrating a small, amazingly epic FA Cup victory by the Jeonnam Dragons. And we were this close to having the KLU editors united in a joyful week, but it wasn't meant to be for Paul, and you were there with him in Gangneung.
I was, yeah. As we were saying before, I was cleaning my apartment on the Saturday watching the FA Cup final, and to be honest, Jeonnam were putting me off because every time a goal went in, I had to sit down and watch it. It was an amazing game of football, fantastic advertisement for Korean football. And then I thought, right, I'm really geared up now to go to Gangwon. Me and Paul went down to Gangwon to watch the Daejeon versus Gangwon. It just wasn't to be for the K-League 2 team. And as much as I banter against Daejeon, I always want to see the K-League 2 team go up, Yep. But it just wasn't to be. They scored 3 goals in 5 minutes, Gangwon. It was scenes in the away end. I sat in the away end. It was something else. I'll say that one for free.
Yeah, like you say, we obviously always want the K2 teams. Well, most of us always want the K2 teams to win. So, I see we've got Clint's watching. How you doing, Clint? I don't get to be smug, Walters, okay? This isn't a thing that I usually get, so I'm just going to revel in this for as long as I can. Also because it's the awards show and nothing matters other than the awards that you, the fans, voted for, which is what we're here to do. We're not here to talk on and on and on and on about the Jeonnam Dragons' amazing come-from-behind victory in the FA Cup that put them into the Champions League as the first ever K-League 2 team to play in the Continental Championship. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. We're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the men that are going to be representing the best and brightest in Korean football here. And don't worry, the stars, for those of you watching live, we're not going to do that for the whole show. We don't want to make you dizzy. But we are going to start in K-League 2 because that's where the party is. And then we're going to move on to K-League 1 after that. And these are the awards as voted by you, not a small panel behind closed doors or anything like that. These are the folks that you voted for, and it's quite obvious who's got good Instagram followings in some of these votes. But these are the fan votes. That's how it goes. So without any further ado, and without me rambling on and on anymore about the mightiest of the Jeonnam Dragons, which maybe we'll get to that in a little bit. But let's go ahead. Let's hop in here. Michael, you're gonna stop me from talking here, and we're gonna get started with you, sir.
Yes, we're starting with the newcomer of the year at the K-League 2. Ryan, I think we're going to head on with the newcomer of the year, are we? First.
Oh, I'm doing this one. Sorry.
Sorry, I just smoothly transitioned back to you.
That was great.
He's
I'm
blinded
glad.
by the lights over there, isn't he? It's all gone to his head. Nothing, no other trophy matters.
My face is like a cherry tomato though now for the Beyond not watching the video. I'm like, I'm not prepared for this.
Someone else is going to do the rundown this week. All right. Anyway, yes, the newcomer of the year, and the nominees were Alexandro from Jeonnam Asan, Lee-Jun So from Daejeon Hana Citizen, and Jonathan Moya from FC Anyang. And the winner this year, we should have had a drum roll sound effect. I really blew that one. The winner of the 2021 newcomer of the year, that's Jonathan Moya. Had to be. This man, and I'm not going to go into his stats. I'm not going to go into that too much here because while he was an absolute goal machine, he was second in K2 this year. I think what he did for Anyang was give them the leadership that they needed up front. They had Nilsson Jr. at the back, one of the most underrated, criminally underrated, I would say, defenders in K-League 2, in K-League in general, to be honest. But they had him at the back, and they had that reliable rock, but they didn't have that same kind of reliability up top. And they did get that in Moya this year. It was a tremendous season for him individually as well. He's back with the Costa Rican national team now. And I think that he just instilled a belief in this team that they didn't necessarily have last year and that they didn't have before his arrival. So just an absolute game changer in many, many ways for FC Anyang this year. So had to be him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. As much as it pains me talking well of FC Anyang, Jonathan Moya completely changed him around the season. But the thing is with Anyang, it's not just him, as we'll go into later in the show. Jonathan Moya, fantastic up top for FC Anyang, and he totally deserves the award.
Yeah, 100%. All right, now it's your turn, Michael.
Is it? Can I go on? Okay, so we've got the 2021 Comeback Player of the Year. So we have Jeonnam Dragons Balotelli, we have Bucheon Citizens Park Chang-jun, and then we have FC Anyang's Baek Dong-gyu. And the winner of this is, who has a cheeky little envelope here?
Oh, look at you with your props.
Anyang's Baek Dong-gyu. It had to be. Once again, out of the first two awards, the first two have gone to FC Anyang players. 35 appearances this season compared to 11 appearances last year with Jeju. He came through with Anyang and then went to Jeju and obviously did his military service. He's come back this season. He's played 35 appearances. He was an integral player for FC Anyang this year. The season that team has had, and for him to be a major part of that just shows how he deserves this award to be a comeback player of the year. We go by year, like, oh, there's not many comeback players a year. He deserves it this year. He's a out-and-out winner for me.
And it's a good thing he got it this year because that is Park Chi-young's to lose next year. All right, Michael, we're sticking with you for the next one as well.
We're also doing the Young Player of the Year. So we have Park Jong-in from Busan Ipark. We have Oh Hyun-gyu from Kim Cheom-sanmu. And we have Kim Min-gyun from Jeonnam Asan. And the winner for this one is, and I'm not using the same envelope, I promise.
I got a very cheap drum roll.
Busan's Park Jong-in. Park Jong-in, 29 appearances and 8 goals. I think he's only going to get better. And if you think about a player who works and plays with Am Byung-jun this year, and Busan kind of ended the season for the first time in 6-7 years without being in a relegation playoff or won't being in position of a promotion, or they literally ended the season when most other teams finish, and that doesn't normally happen for Busan Ipark. He still came across as a player for the future for that team. So, yeah, Busan have to keep tabs on him because other teams will be watching him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and you've got to imagine, and we've got in the comments right now, someone saying that this is Am Byung-jun's successor.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, totally agree with that.
And maybe as soon as next year, because Am Byung-jun scoring 20 goals 2 seasons in a row, you got to imagine Busan might be looking to cash in on him there. So we shall see. Next up, one of the many men trying to stop An Byung-joon this year were our Defender of the Year nominees. And it's very hard to read these in these sunglasses, but you know what? It's a bit, and it's going to last until the break, okay? So they're on until the break. The Defender of the Year nominees from Gimcheon Sangmu, we have Jung Sung-hyun. From the mightiest of K2 teams, from the Jeonnam Dragons, yes, it's happening all night, Park Chan-young, and from Daejeon Hana Citizen, Lee Eun-hee. And the winner, well, who else could it have been, ladies and gentlemen? It's Park Chan-young. And I think that this is absolutely deserved. That was, to me, this is one of the tougher ones, one of the tougher votes out there, but it's his second season with Jeonnam for the former Gyeongju Hydro and Nuclear Power man. Yes, he also played in Japan, but we like to talk about Gyeongju whenever we can. 33 appearances this year, an absolute rock at the back, over 2,800 minutes, 31 starts, 33 appearances, 186 interceptions, wins over 60% of his duels. And on top of all of that, as a defender and in a very defensive team, only had 4 yellows this year. So that's what I'm saying when I say reliability. He's there, he does his job constantly, and he's not going anywhere. In an absolute tremendous year from Park Chung-young, and in a year that the Dragons were the best defensive team in the league, he was a big part of that. So much deserved award. And lest we forget, Matthew Binns is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just watching the K2 party, and it seems that you've both got it covered. But I've got Attacker of the Year. I've been given the privilege here, and we've got 3 very good nominees for this particular award. We've got FC Anyang's Jonathan Moyer. We have Busan iPark's An Byung-joon, and last but not least, we have Bucheon FC 1995's Park Chang-jun. And the winner of the KLU Attacker of the Year for 2021 is Jonathan Moyer for FC Anyang. Yeah,
did you actually have the piece of paper, by the way? That's
gotta make your props. Gotta make your props. But yeah, Jonathan Moyer from FC Anyang. You've kind of already talked a lot about him already, so there's not really much for me to add here. But yeah, 14 goals in 29 games for the 29-year-old this season. I mean, personally, it's a bit odd that I didn't fall to An Byung-joon here, given An Byung-joon's heroics, but Moyer's made waves since his arrival and was integral to the promotion push that we didn't think we'd be talking about this season, really, for Anyang. As we mentioned already, he's already gone into the Costa Rican side, and he's just signed a new contract as well for next season. So good things there at Anyang. They're building up to something, and I expect them to be challenging again next season because of this man.
Yeah, and one of the small little stats that I had there, but I was holding on because I knew he was going to win this one as well. Second best shooting percentage in the league with 53% on target, which is not always a guarantee in K2. So that's one of the many reasons that he won this award. That, and he's pretty popular on the gram. An Byung-joon might have won this if it was up to us, but you know what? We like Moya, so why not?
I'll defend Moya and say he deserves this award, because if you look at the Anyang team, all they did is give him the ball and he will score, where in that Busan team, they are kind of rebuilding a bit. So An Byung-joon had heavy work to do. Jonathan Moya did what he was asked to do, and stats speak for themselves, don't they? So
that's a point. It's a good point. All right, well, we are going to take a very quick break. We're not done with the K2 awards yet, but well, we know that you want a break and that you don't want to stare at the sunglasses face the whole time. We'll be right back.
FNR is a revolutionary football-dedicated digital platform, the first of its kind in Australia. It provides a 24/7 live online radio platform experience, podcast hub, and acts as a content provider for TV, radio, and digital. Having reached millions of listeners and football fans since launching, FNR is accessible worldwide via its website or app, providing a platform to discuss, debate, and celebrate the world game. We are your voice of football, FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the K-League United podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Walters, wearing a tie that you can't even see behind the mic. The dress code's in place, and you can't even see the thing. It's purple. It's for the Dragons. Anyway, let's move on. Michael, you're back up. Who are we talking about?
Yes, I was quite shocked because there's actually a Seoul E-Land player in this one. We're talking about the Golden Glove winner for the K2 Awards here. We have Seoul E-Land's Kim Kyung-min, we have Kim Chon-sang-moon's Gu Sung-young, and then we have FC Anyang's Jeon Min-ki. And the winner of this one is Jeon Min-ki for FC Anyang. Once again, personally, I'm quite surprised there's a Seoul E-Land player in that, to be honest. So Kim Kyung-min. However, 34 games this season. FC Anyang have the third best defense in the league. Obviously, defense is your main reason why you have such great goals against record. But Jeon Min-ki this season had an absolute blinder for FC Anyang, and I really think that he's a integral for them to grinding out some results that they had. Mm-hmm. And I think, FC Anyang, I said it earlier on in the podcast, as much as I hate them, I think they've had a fantastic season. It just goes to show because there's so many FC Anyang players in this award ceremony. So,
yeah, yes, obviously the Anyang fans got in there, but in order for the Anyang fans to have anybody to vote for, they had to be nominated, which was on our end of things. So yeah, like you say, a tremendous season from them. And the nominees for Anyang continue because we're on to Manager of the Year now. And look, we should just give him all of the awards and hope that he's always nice to us. Of course, he was nominated yet again. Kim Chon-sang-moo's Kim Tae-won, the man that won it officially, is one of our nominees. Also, stop me if you've heard this team in the awards. FC Anyang's Lee Woo-hyung is in there. And once again, Daejeon Hana Citizens' Lee Min-sung is in there once again. And the winner is Lee Woo-hyung. And again, Anyang fans, you've done it.
I am so confused right now.
FC Anyang fans, you've done it this year. Congratulations to, this is Kim Tae-won's award. But you know what? Again, he got the official award. And so we're going with what the fans want. And this is what the fans have said that they want. And just to kind of put things in perspective, last year was obviously a shortened season because of this awfulness that we're all still living through. But last year, FC Anyang finished 9th. 25 points. Again, the 25 points is because it was such a shortened season. But they were only 3 points away from Cheonnam Asan for bottom of the table. If there was relegation from K2, they would have been in trouble. This year, they finished in second place with 62 points. Obviously, the 37 points is not directly comparable because of the season length, but to go from second bottom to second top in one season, that is quite the turnaround. And look, Kim Tae-won is outstanding. We praise him all the time. We love what that man does. But I do think that there is a lot of credit that needs to go to Lee Woo-hyung and the work that he did with FC Anyang this year, because we've seen teams have this kind of talent before and not be able to put it together. And we've seen teams not have a lot of cohesion. And this was the third highest scoring team in K2 with just 47% of the ball. And look, obviously not too many teams there are more and more teams not playing with a ton of the ball now, but you've got to be organized to do it. And so credit to him. Would he have been my pick? Was he my pick in the original vote? No, but I do think he deserves a lot of credit.
I think it comes down to as well, like with Lee Woo-hyung, he has purchased players and brought players in the right positions where Anyang were going wrong last year. So he's a fantastic scout of players to bring into the club to play for FC Anyang. However, with Kim Tae-won, we know that like he doesn't get a choice in the players that come. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know that he gets the cream of the crop of Korean Korean football teams. However,
go back. Korean what?
Korean football. I've been in this country for too long. But Kim Tae-won, I think he lost it because he said early in the season, if they beat Seoul E-Land, they will have a day off training. And then he went to Jamshul and lost 4-0. So that's probably why he didn't win this award. So we'll just put it down to that.
Oh, the memory lives long for Michael Redmond. I love it. All right, Matthew, take us home for K-League 2. That's right. We've brought in Matthew Binns to talk about the best award for K-League 2.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this has happened, but yes, K-League 2 most valuable player. The nominees are Busan I-Park's and Byungjun, Kim Chon-sang-moo's Jung Sung-hyun, and Daejeon Hana Citizens' Masatoshi Ishida. And the winner for K-League 2 MVP for this year's K-League United Awards is An Byung-jun from Busan Park. Yeah. One more time for the people at the back. Yeah, that's An Byung-jun, second year in a row. He won the K-League 2 MVP last year, the first K2 player to do so in 2 years in a row. And it's the first time a player in the Korean League has won the MVP award 2 years in a row since Lee Dong-guk won it back-to-back for K1 MVP in 2014-15, and also when Mark Howe won it when he went from K2 MVP to K1 MVP between 2017 and 2018. And could be taking a similar path to the latter by possibly moving up next season. Gangwon FC, they spurned the chance to sign him in the winter, citing injury concerns. And well, look how that nearly ended up for Gangwon. Surely a K1 team will take the chance on this 31-year-old this winter, as his talents are wasted in the second division, quite frankly, and scored a whopping 23 league goals for Busan this season. But it wasn't enough to see them reach the playoffs, as his efforts were betrayed by the defending at the back. What was better is that he could convert from anywhere, showing a full repertoire of long-distance screamers to tap-ins and a penalty here and there as well. It's also a career best for the North Korean forward after scoring 21 for Suwon FC last year. So that's 2 seasons in a row with 20-plus goals. Fantastic player and fully deserving of this award again.
Yeah, please go to K-League 1, please. You're nothing but a thorn in Seoul E-Land's side. For those who obviously don't know the K-League 2 so much, we played each other 4 times in the K-League 2. Last season, he scored in every single game against Seoul E-Land. This season, Busan, no goal against Seoul, no goal against Seoul, no goal against Seoul. The 4th game, he scores in like the 80th or 75th minute. And I was like, you haunt us. You haunt us in our sleep, An Byung-jun.
Okay, you can't keep him down for long. No. And if only could you guys think of a first division team that desperately needs a striker of his capabilities? Maybe one that plays in similar colors to what he's wearing there? I can't think of anybody that... FC Seoul, get it done. Get it done. Anyway, this is one where I think we definitely all agree with the fan voting there. So well done on the fan vote, folks. And that's it for K-League 2. We're going to take a really quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to reset, and we're going to hear a lot more from Matthew Binns in this third segment talking about K-League 1. We'll be right back.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email KLU at info@kleagueunited.com or tweet at K-League United with any questions, comments, or reactions. Or follow us on Facebook to ask directly during one of our live shows.
Welcome back to the 2021 K-League United Fan Awards. I'm your host, Ryan Walters, joined by Michael Redmond. And to talk about our first of the K2 awards, it's Matthew Binns. The K2 awards, the K1 awards.
No, it's not. Ryan, I believe
oh
it's you
my
once
goodness.
more.
Oh my goodness. But you got to admit, the transition was pretty good. The
Who's
transition
the real
was good.
Here, Michael. Who's the real newcomer here, Ryan?
Whew. And this isn't even, as one of my favorite podcasts, Extra Time Radio, would call it, a brown liquor special. We ain't even doing that tonight. We're just, we're that excited for the awards. All right. To take you through the first one, it's me talking about the newcomer of the year. I wrote the rundown, and I'm very on top of my notes. Don't worry about it. Look, I'm living in a land of euphoria. The Jeonnam Dragons won a trophy. How am I supposed to live? Anyway, let's talk about these gentlemen. And actually, speaking of my teams, it reminds me of the Chicago Fire. We do have 2 former MLSers in here, one of which is not Jeonnam SC's Fashal Mulic. He did not come from K-League. However, Vako Kazajvili did come from K-League. He is now playing for Ulsan Hyundai. And JG United's Jerso Fernandez also came from MLS. So thank you, MLS, for the fine talent this year. And the one and only winner for this year, Vako Kazajvili. It really, I know we keep saying this, it had to be, and in some of the awards, it had to be somebody and somebody else got it. But I think Vako this year just absolutely lit the league on fire. And that was before the rest of the continent got to see what he was doing. He was outstanding for them in Champions League, just otherworldly. But even in league play this year, just a complete game changer when Ulsan needed somebody to step up. Losing Junior this year was absolutely massive, and they needed somebody to fill that hole. They didn't necessarily get the exact same because he's not a like for like there, but I think he did a fantastic job of moving things forward for this team. 14 goals in all competitions, 5 assists, and an 89% passing accuracy in all competitions. That is fighting on 3 different fronts and hitting the mark 9 times out of 10. 133 progressive runs this year, and he's averaging 3 touches in the penalty box per match as somebody that never plays as a striker. So he's getting into those dangerous positions. I would say he's my favorite to watch on the ball in K-League right now. The man's just a wizard with the ball at his feet and just a nightmare for defenders. Just a tremendous player, a tremendous talent to have added to Ulsan, and somebody that probably deserved to lift a trophy this year.
Definitely. I want to add that I was at the game last week against Ulsan and Daegu, and you know, the confidence he has, you can just see he's a creative player. And you know, I actually at one point I was just like watching him, like watching his movement and watching him. Okay, if Ulsan lose the ball, where is he going? He just gets football. He just understands the game. So he's fantastic, and he totally deserves this award.
You and some of our viewers agree. All right. Speaking of, and I've got this right this time, Michael, why don't you tell us about the Comeback Player of the Year nominees?
Is it me? Okay, so the Comeback Player of the Year. So we have Daegu's Kim Jin-hyuk. We have Pohang Steelers' Lim Sang-hyuk. And then we have Ulsan Hyundai's Kim Ki-hee. And the winner of this one, I need to get my K1 envelope out now. It is Daegu's Kim Jin-hyuk. It kind of had to be, didn't it? You know, he come from military service, came back to Daegu as a completely different player. I feel he was a player that, you know, at Daegu before he came, he's like, you know, 6 starts in 2019 to then come into the Daegu side with 34 starts and then 6 goals. I think he's shown his quality as, you know, the army service, the military service kind of changed him as a player. It's really developed him. He's come back to Daegu at the right time. He's go, look, I want my position back in this team, because he's been at Daegu for a while and his kind of appearances are dropping off. It's like, you could be on the cups of thinking, are you going somewhere else now? You're not going to stay at Daegu. Went to Gimcheon as such. Well, not Gimcheon, it would have been Sangju, and then came back, and he's shown why he deserves to wear a Daegu shirt.
Such a versatile player for them as well. I mean, this is somebody that's played as an out-and-out striker, a left wing back, a left mid. I mean, he plays everywhere for them and does quite well at all of those positions. And I think I think of all the K1 awards, this one was really a very tough vote. I think I have the numbers up. I should have the numbers up as we're going through all of these, but this one was really close, and rightfully so, because that was just a really good bunch. It almost looked like it was going to go to Im Sang-hyuk for a second there, which would have made me really happy for Scott Whitelock. But unfortunately, that's not where it ended up going. What can you do? Oh, no, and you know what? In the end, 50% of the vote for Kim Jin-hyuk. Just got the numbers up. So. Good on you. Daegu fans came out in force. Just saying. All right. Not that that's a giveaway for any of the other awards. Speaking of the other awards, up next, I'm paying attention to the rundown. It's me. It's the Young Player of the Year, and this is another one where the voting, this was a really tough choice. For Suwon Samsung Blue Wings' Jung Sang-bin, for Gwangju FC Omon Sang, and Ulsan Hyundai's So Young-woo, and the winner of the 2021 Young Player of the Year, So Young-woo. The same man that won it for the official awards wins it for our awards as well. A crime to Jung Sang-bin in a lot of ways, in my opinion. But again, it was a really tough year for this award. And I think So Young-woo has certainly proven his abilities and a really good team already. He's 23 years old. He was in the best 11 5 times this year. Man of the match 3 of those times. 152 interceptions for this young man. Successful in 74% of his actions taken. 60% of his duels are being won by him. 87% passing accuracy. And all of that has led to 2 goals and 5 assists for somebody that's still growing into his side, growing into the role that he has in this side as well. A tremendous season for him. And I mean, look, they came up just short, but a tremendous season for Ulsan as well. So nice to see them get celebrated a bit.
Well, I mean, it's just continued progress with youth at Ulsan, isn't it? They've got lots of good youth players in the squad last year. This year, good players last year. Lee Dong-young they've brought through. They've obviously got Won-do Jae they brought in last year. So it's a hotbed for young talent, really, at Ulsan, and hopefully that will bear fruit in a couple of seasons for the neutral, at least, and we'll see Ulsan continue to challenge.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully not challenge. Hopefully win. Hopefully win. Until Jeonnam gets promoted next year. Because look, fighting on 3 fronts is not a big deal for a K2 team. We're going to get promoted. We're going to win Champions League, and we're going to win the FA Cup again. It's all possible. It's all possible.
At the moment,
believe in your dreams. Speaking of dreams, let's talk about those dream boats that are the Defenders. That's right. We love our Defenders around here.
Yeah, the Defender of the Year nominations for the 2020 awards are Pohang Steelers Kang Sang-woo, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors Hong Jong-ho, and FC Seoul's Osmar. Very, very good defenders there for the award.
Very different in style as well.
I've taken the paper out of the envelope already and put it back in before I reveal, get the full effect. The K1 Defender of the Year is Osmar for FC Seoul. Yeah, that's right. It's gone against what the K-League Awards suggested. MVP Hong Jung-ho has, he's been picked to the award by Osmar for FC Seoul, and there's good reason why. Osmar is top in the league for interceptions. He's second for defensive duels, second for most passes, and he's also got the most blocks in the league. He's got a lot of key attributes that defenders should have. And it has felt like FC Seoul have been somewhat of a sinking ship at times this year, with former manager Park Jin-seop unable to find the winning formula that saw them slump to the bottom of the K-League 1 table. However, it could have been far worse, was it not for this man? He was there to shore things up. And in a team that was expecting things from experienced head like Ki Sung-young, Ji Dong-won, Park Chu-young, there was still that one sole talisman that just kept calm when others weren't firing, and that's Osmar. And I think fully deserving of this award. Without him, FC Seoul could well be in K-League 2.
Ooh, that's a point.
Well, he wasn't there at the Seoul Derby on April 14th, so says a lot, really. Sorry, I've got to get it any chance I can. I'm sorry.
And what happened all of those months ago, Michael?
Oh, I think an 85th minute goal from yours truly, Leandro. I don't even know where I am.
You just ran out onto the field to get that in there.
There's a reason his shirt's there behind me.
Indeed. All right, let's move on. We've got one more. Speaking of attackers, oh, what a segue that was. Michael, you're going to be talking about this is another tough one.
Okay, yeah, we've got Attacker of the Year. And we have Suwon FC, Lars Vilsvik. And then we have Suwon FC again with Murilo. And then we have Jeju United's Ju Min-kyu. And the winner, I'll jump out my envelope again. There's only one winner, isn't there, really? It's Jeju United's Ju Min-kyu. What a fantastic season he has had. And, I'm not just being biased because he's a former Seoul E-Land player, but 22 goals this season in the K-League 1. Like, what a fantastic, outstanding player Ju Min-kyu is. Like, I loved him when he was at Seoul. Mm-hmm. Then he went to Ulsan in 2019, didn't really work out. And then when he come to Jeju United, he just seemed to have, come into his own. Obviously, in the K-League 2 last year, Jeju United, they won the league, but, they kind of walked it by the end of it, so his knees weren't really there. But what a player when asked to play more difficult teams like Jeonbuk, Ulsan, Pohang, FC Seoul, I say begrudgingly. What a guy to turn up. So fully, truly deserves this award, Ju Min-kyu, this year, and I praise him. Fantastic player. I have a lot of time for him.
Binns, you all right?
That's a pop out. I don't know what happened there. Suddenly everything disconnected. We were talking about attack of the year, and suddenly all faded into the distance. And I come back, Jimmy Hughes on the screen. So
I just didn't know if you couldn't.
Michael said all the good things about him, but yeah, fun. Yeah,
Also,
attack of the year for me as well.
A man that's not a stranger to our awards. In our first awards back in 2015, he won Comeback Player of the Year for Seoul E-Land, and then won the same award again in 2017 when he won it for Sangju Sangmu. So nice to see him bump up and get Attacker of the Year this year. And yeah, a pod favorite. We all love this man, and as Michael and I will attest to, K-League 2 is where it's at. And you know, he had to drop down to K2, as did Lars Veldvik, to get into the position that they are now, and they both finished top of the scoring charts this year. So good on him, and obviously good on Lars. And then Murillo was the assist leader this year. So if anybody was wondering why there were two Suwon FC players in there, that would be why. But we have just a few awards left, and we're going to do those right after we take a quick break. We will be right back.
Algie Lewis is your neighbourhood British bar and cafe located in the Old Jiro district of Seoul. Decorated in old English antiques and furniture for a true homely feel, you can enjoy homemade scones, cakes and afternoon tea during the day, and traditional British favourites like beef stew, English ale, and a fine selection of wines at night. Available for private parties or simply an evening out, Algie Lewis is sure to become your favourite neighbourhood pub. Be sure to mention K-League United at the bar during your visit, and you'll get 10% off your bill.
Welcome back to the 2021 K-League United Fan Awards. I'm your host, Ryan Walters, and we're into the final now, so I've brought back the stars for those of you watching live. Sorry if you get dizzy. Deal with it. All right, we are into the final three. And yeah, again, we love giving attention where it's not due sometimes. And one of the big three awards for us is the Golden Glove. And to talk about that is Matthew Binns.
Yeah, this year's three nominees for the KLU K1 Awards Golden Glove 2021 are Ulsan Hyundai's Jo Hyun-woo, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors' Song Bom-kun, and Songnam FC's Kim Yong-kwan. And the winner of this year's Golden Glove goes to Kim Yong-kwan, Songnam FC. This was a closely for award, statistically speaking, it should be said. Kim Yong-kwan is third for clean sheets in the league. That's 13 out of 38 games. It's third for catches. And despite conceding the most in the league, his importance comes in his experience as he helped navigate the Magpies away from danger once more with impressive performances from a defence that was regularly exposed by the back. He had the fourth highest shots against. But, I mean, congratulations to him. An absolute great goalkeeper. I don't think he's the goalkeeper of the year, in my opinion. But
well, he did.
It's what the fans want. A tip over the table. No, actually.
He did very kindly share the awards voting in his stories yesterday. So that minor has something to do with it.
No, I think he has been a great goalkeeper for Songnam. I think my personal goalkeeper of the year is Jo Hyun-woo, because Jo Hyun-woo is actually second for clean sheets, second for catches, first for punches, and he's actually faced more shots than Kim Yong-kwan. It's actually quite telling why Ulsan perhaps didn't win the title, considering how busy Jo Hyun-woo has been this season. So I honestly thought Jo Hyun-woo was probably the actual winner for this year. But fair enough to Kim Yong-kwan, and I think we should really talk about him and the positives about him, because obviously the fans really like him, and his experience has kept Songnam up.
I would add with Kim Yong-kwan, he's a leader. He's a leader on the field. He knows what he's doing. He's got the experience. He's won the ACL of Ulsan in 2012. He had 5 years at Seoul E-Land. He knows the K-League. He knows Korean football. And I think his leadership at Songnam has really kept this season, especially if they're going to run a games of not winning and maybe drawing a few. Kim Young-kwan has been there and literally trying lifting the team. I have a lot of time for him. For me personally, he's a gentleman. He's very nice, and well, personally, obviously, that is very nice. But I'm very glad he's won this award. However, I do think other keepers probably should have tipped him. But yeah, fair play, Kim Young-kwan.
I will say, looking at the numbers, he won this by 6 votes. 6 votes over Cho Hyun-woo. So if you think your vote doesn't count, it does in the K-League United Awards, boys and girls. And we have those every year. So there you go. Your vote matters. Speaking of votes mattering, Michael, up next, we've got the Manager of the Year.
Yeah, a very tough one, I think. The Manager of the Year. We have Jeju United's Nam Ki-il. We have Daegu FC's Lee Byung-gyun. And then we have Suwon FC's Kim Do-gyun. And the winner of the Manager of the Year has to go to Lee Byung-gyun for Daegu FC. Now, talk about a manager who is building a team to push forward for success. 2020, 31 points with 8 wins, 7 draws and 7 losses. 2021, 49 points with 13 wins, 10 draws and 10 losses. I just take the FA Cup aside, that they lost the FA Cup. Take that away. He seems like a manager who is slowly building up a Daegu FC to maybe one day challenge both Jeonbuk and Ulsan as well for that top 2 tier. Because we looked at the table this season, Jeonbuk and Ulsan, they ran away with it. It wasn't. It was a 2-horse race. I think Lee Byung-gyun is going to make Daegu a 3rd horse in this race if he just keeps pressing on and building the team he's got. And personally, I would have kind of given it to Suwon FC's manager, but yeah, if you think of the bigger picture, Lee Byung-gyun is deserving of this award.
I think
Go.
But no, I think I fully agree with Michael. I mean, yeah, he lost the FA Cup final, but if Daegu finished in the highest position ever, 3rd place, and they've got to the knockouts for the first time ever in the AFC Champions League. That he was a caretaker for the whole of last season. He wasn't even given the permanent position. So to see him really push on, I don't think Daegu have been as good as they were last season, despite finishing higher. I think perhaps that's something to do with the competition around them. And I do think Kim Do-gyun, as Michael said, has been an excellent manager in terms of what he's done with that Suwon FC side, and Nam Ki-il as well. To have 2 K2 managers featuring because their teams finished in the top half is really quite extraordinary. But yeah, I think Lee Byung-gyun, he's done really well this year, and Daegu as a citizen club continue to blossom under his stewardship.
Yeah, hard to disagree with any of that. You guys didn't really focus enough on the FA Cup final, though, that he lost. Who did he lose that to? What happened there?
K2 side of all players. Oh no, we all know the best
K2
managers.
team.
All the best.
You're gonna tell me
league opposition.
At least it was only 1 division lower for them, though.
Yeah, in all fairness, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I like our nominees for this one. I like Lee Byung-gyun getting this. I don't like the trend of whoever wins the league winning. I think Kim Sang-sik did do a good job with Jeonbuk this year, and I do think that credit is due to him. But I think these 3 men deserve a shout out for the job that they did with a lot less resources behind them. I mean, we're talking about 2 of these 3 teams are citizen clubs, and they've finished in the top half. And for Daegu, this is their 2nd FA Cup final in 4 years. So they're obviously going in the right direction. So yeah, credit due.
I think it should also just be mentioned the injuries that he was dealt with. It took a while for Edgar to come back, and also Daegu, right, depending on your view of the matter, but Daegu suspended 3 players at the end of the season. 2 of them quite key players. They suspended them because they stood firm by COVID protocols within their club, and they said that these had been breached, stood by it, got rid of them for the end of the season as well, and they still managed to finish 3rd. So he's shown there's a certain level of authority there as well, and I think it's great, man. Good, a worthy victor of this award.
All right. Well, we only have 1 award left to hand out then. and is the 2021 Most Valuable Player.
All right. So the Most Valuable Player nominees are Daegu FC's Cecilia, Jeju United's Ju Min Kyu, and Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors Hong Jong Ho. This one close to the chest. The winner of this year's KLU Awards MVP for the K-League one is Cecilia, Daegu FC.
He finally got it. He finally got it.
Yeah, that's right. It's about time he award. He's a hugely popular figure for both Daegu neutrals and of us at this podcast. He's the K-League David Silva, and I think that's worth mentioning right now as he claims gold. Last week, we compared his countless nominations to Leonardo DiCaprio waiting for the Oscar, so I guess that means we are the equivalent of the CGI bear that brutally mauls him. But this is...
I don't know where this is going.
There's no stats, it's all filler. But no, it wasn't his greatest year, actually, to be honest. I think he had a far better year last year. But he got 5 assists this year, 9 goals in 32 league appearances. This is compared to 18 goals and 5 assists last season. But he has been let down by his teammates' inability to convert a number of times this year. He's got the second highest expected assist. Should have bagged just under 10. And he's got the most accurate through balls in the division. He's 4th for key passes. He's laying the balls on. There's nobody's putting them in the back of the net. But Daegu still got to 3rd, and it is largely because of this man. He just is a constant in Daegu, and he's been with them from K-League 2 all the way up until now, and you couldn't imagine a Daegu team without him.
Correct. And let me ask you this. Was Training Day Denzel's best movie? No. No. We all know he should have won for Malcolm X. We all know that. Cecina should have won last year, but he didn't. So we're giving it to him this year because when you literally flex like this man flexed this year after beating Jeonbuk, you win an award. Those are the rules. We make the rules, and that's what they are. And congratulations to Cecina. Honestly, a very good guy, ridiculously friendly, and somebody that deserves all of the praise that we can heap upon him. And we're saving our best 11 this year. We're going to release that on social only. It's definitely not because we ran out of time, but we are going to be releasing that a little bit later. And we've answered all of the questions that came in throughout the show. So oddly enough, ahead of time, before the awards music kicks us off the stage, that's it for the awards. Matthew, if people would like to get a little bit more involved, where can they do so?
They can do so over on a number of places, Ryan. Well, they can do so on social media. They can do that on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all at K-League United. And if they want to get involved a little bit more, they can do so at Patreon. That's patreon.com/K-League United, where you can find exclusive editorial pieces such as Saturdays and other feature-length articles. We have full player interviews and podcast extras up there, and there are random boxes that are being sent.
Oh, this is a really old one.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Those aren't a thing anymore because we can't mail anything right now.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
Well, we got to edit that out. How do we cut that out? It's live.
Who made this rundown this week?
Who made this rundown? Ryan? Who made this rundown?
I'll tell you. But what I will tell you after Matthew's finished. Go ahead. Oh man, I'm killing it this week.
Oh, you're back. Right. I've just cut out again. Everything went. Doesn't matter. If you want to get more involved, Patreon is your answer. $1, $3, and $5 tiers are available. Do go over there. There's lots of good stuff to get involved with. Just maybe not all the stuff I've just listed.
Well, I'll tell you who's not winning any awards this year. I'll tell you who's not winning any awards this year. And what else I can tell you is that if you'd like to listen to this podcast live, you can do so every Thursday on Football Nation Radio down in Australia. And if you subscribe and leave us a review, 5 stars preferred, wherever you download your podcasts, then you will be entered into this month's K-League kit contest, which we have like 1 kit left. We'll get it up on social. It'll be exciting. It'll be a Christmas present to you, from you, for being such a good little person this year. But anyway, This is our last live pod for the year. Thank you, everybody, for watching all season long and for being with us in this very strange time that we're all living through. Thank you for engaging with all of this and involving yourselves in the mad, wild world of Korean football that we all love so much. So thank you. And I'll say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thanks for watching.
정주성 고공 폭격기 김신우